Here's how you can make an academic comeback even after. This is probably something that changed my grades forever. I have failed many exams in the past, and no one really tells you how to fix it, how to cope, or even how to come back from that failure. Because when you fail, especially more than once, it stops feeling like a bad result and starts to feel like a problem within. So if you just got some results and you're feeling behind, feeling like you messed things up, feeling like you can't sort things out and get back on track, this video is for you. Here's exactly how I've been rebuilding and how I've been able to make an academic comeback. If you see me looking down below, it's because I am looking at my iPad with my notes, and if you can hear my voice a bit blocked because I've got a bit of a cold. Just a bit of context, I'm a medical student and I've had a lot of moments where I consider or I weigh out if I'm actually meant to be here. But instead of working harder, I realized I had to work differently. So this is a comeback framework you need to apply. Number one, audit lectures and learning objectives. The first thing I did was put out every lecture by name, and I also got all the learning objectives for each unit. Don't forget, learning objectives tell you what you need to know for exams. Then I applied the color coding system, which you might have seen on my TikTok or my Instagram, and it's basically using the colors red, orange or green to assess each lecture, each unit, each learning objective to highlight my knowledge, understanding, and also how many times I've reviewed that lecture. Green means I understand this well. Yellow means I kind of get it, but I need to review it. Red means I don't understand it yet. This color coding system is really, really effective because it allows you to see in a general overview, literally just with colors, what you're lacking knowledge in or what you need to work on first or the most. And this allows my revision to be focused and not overwhelming. Point two is having a system and how to build it. This is really important because I have learned firsthand, and everyone around me has learned as well, that you cannot rely on motivation. Motivation is inconsistent, it disappears at times, comes back at times. You need to rely on discipline, and this discipline can be achieved through a system. You need to base your system on 3 points: planned lectures, regular reviews, learning objectives, and active recall. So if you can see here, I've got my big whiteboard. With my big whiteboard, in the top right corner, I write out my lectures for the upcoming week and any scheduled meetings I have or any event. So I write everything out, write out the times, write out where I need to be, so that I know what's coming up for the week. Learning objectives and active recall. This is probably something that changed my grades forever. Active recall and learning objectives. You need to know what you need to know, if that makes sense. No, it doesn't, so I'm going to break it down. When you go for a lecture, you don't just sit there and listen. You need to give yourself active recall questions. So if you see my TikTok and Instagram again, I've put a video about how to make a question during the lecture. If it doesn't make sense, just message me because I can explain it a bit more. But it's really, really important to have your brain actively asking questions instead of just passively listening to a lecture. With active recall, there's so many different methods to use. I've used blurting, I've used Anki, Quizlet, I've used whiteboards. I have used it all, and my favorite, I'll be honest, my favorite definitely right now is active recall with my Anki and a whiteboard together. So in the morning, I might go through a quick fire 1 hour, 30 minutes of active recall with Anki, right? And then in the evening, I would go through maybe a bit longer, but slowly writing out different things I get wrong over and over again, basically just doing lines until I get it in my head. And I've realized that has really, really helped. It's been a lot more time consuming, but it's really helped me understand all the depths or all the stages for different processes. Because one thing I have learned firsthand, if you can't recall it, you don't know it. It's as simple as that. And you need to know it. Active recall can be a pain in the bum, but it's worth it. It is honestly worth it. And point three of building a system is having regular reviews. So that's one thing I really like about Quizlet and Anki. With Quizlet, you get a lot of emails when your streak is about to end, which is fantastic and a bit annoying, but it is beneficial. And then with Anki, I just like the idea of having a streak. I like the idea of seeing loads of pretty colors on my heat map. It's fantastic. It's kind of sad actually, but I love it. Anyways, back to the main points. Being consistent is really, really important. Being consistent, and that's what I noticed I struggled the most when I was failing, but consistency is your best friend to acing your exams. Because let's be real, you're not always going to feel motivated. You have to be consistent. So one thing I've noticed about being consistent, it kind of feeds into the point of having a system. Sitting down in the morning, I know that this time to this time, I'm going to be doing some active recall, I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be doing that. Having a routine, having a system allows you to be consistent. It reduces the chance of you avoiding the tasks that need to be done. And if you want to build your consistency, I would recommend starting off small and building yourself up. So 20 minutes of active recall in the morning, increase it to 30 minutes, increase it to 40 minutes, increase it, don't increase it forever, obviously, but increase it to a level where you know you're getting a good amount out. But you can't jump from point A to Z without going through B, C, all of that stuff to get there. Environment is so important. Oh my goodness. Environment is so important, and how you choose it is even more important. Your environment can either support you or make it 10 times harder for this comeback. But what's more important is how to choose an environment. Choosing your environment starts with honesty. You need to be honest with yourself. Where do you study the best? Is it the library? For me personally, I enjoyed the library because other people around me were working hard as well, so I had no reason to mess around. Is it a coffee shop? I really like coffee shops because it sounds really performative and annoying, but I felt like people were watching me, and if I didn't keep up to the fact that I have a laptop and notebook and study, I would look like a try-hard who's not trying hard. Do you get what I mean? In my room, sometimes it can get a bit lonely studying and I just give up sometimes. But I've noticed when I go out to places like the library, go out to coffee shops, it's just knowing that people are around me as well, and then just knowing that the world is still moving, which sounds really sad actually, but it's not. It really got me through. Also, another thing to consider when choosing your environment, you have to remove friction. So for me, my phone had to go. It wouldn't go far, but it would have to be on D&D. Notifications completely off because I'm not getting distracted, and it would be behind my laptop normally because I know it's still there but I physically can't see it. That just reduces the chances of me picking up. Sometimes I even turn my phone off, and most of the time when I open my phone up, nobody's messaged me. Yeah. Another thing that's really important to reduce friction is making sure you have a clear desk, have a clear environment, feel refreshed, feel ready to study, lock in, there's nothing around you distracting you. Also have some snacks if you're a person like me who always tries to make an excuse like I need to go here because I haven't got a drink, I need to go here because I haven't got a snack. Get everything ready before you get started. You know from the first few times of studying or what you would need or what excuses you would give yourself, so make sure you have those in a check. And it kind of reduces the amount of times or the possibility you have of fighting yourself. Food for thought. The final point is identity, which is really important. really important. I didn't realize how important it was until it came to my stage of life. Yeah, it did. Because let's be real, your comeback does not start with a revision timetable. It does not start with consistency. It starts with your mindset. If you don't believe you can do it, you may not do it. But if you believe you can do it, you can believe you can change your life around, you can change the situation around, you can have the academic comeback, then you literally will have everything you believe about, because your brain does this funny thing of when you believe something's going to happen, it's going to work to make sure it happens. And don't forget as well, after failing, it's very, very easy to think you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you're not on the right track. However, one thing failing has shown me is that failure is feedback on how to improve. You need to reflect, you need to go to all your past exam papers, go back to all your feedback, find some time in your calendar, sit with a lecturer, sit with them and say, walk me through this exam paper. I want to understand how I should have answered it. I want to understand what I did wrong. I don't understand this concept. I don't understand that concept. Draw it out, explain, break it down to me. You need to do all these things. You need to do all these things. A bit of a cheesy closing, but don't forget, an academic comeback is not about other people. It's not about proving to other people that you're smart enough, proving that you're great enough. Instead, it's showing yourself that one bad chapter does not define your entire story, or two bad chapters don't define your entire story. Many different opportunities to change your... So if you feel behind right now, you're not. You're in the middle of your comeback. And if you feel like you're alone in this comeback journey, you're not. I am literally here with you. So tell me how your journey goes.